Hi everyone, welcome to this second video in our Polytopia tutorial series. And in this video, I'm going to kind of show you the different accessibility tools that I use when I'm playing the game on the iPad. Again, just as a reminder, unfortunately it's not screen reader accessible, so these tips are going to work for you low vision folks out there. So the first thing I want to do before I start a game or anything is I want to go to the settings. So at the bottom of the home screen when you open the app, there's some buttons, and the first one on the left is settings. So inside settings, I want to make sure that confirm turn is on. I believe it is off by default. I want to make sure it's on, and I'll show you why later. I also want to go into advanced settings, and under UI scale, I have it set to the highest setting, which is very large. If you're playing this on the Steam version, on say a computer with a monitor, I've found that this UI scale doesn't make much of a difference. It probably has something to do with the higher resolution of your monitor, but it works great on the iPad. It's much better. So let me go get a game started, and I'll show you some of the things that help me when I'm playing the game. Okay, so if you just heard that little tone right there, that's telling you that a hint has popped up on the screen. And these hints will give you ideas for like things that you could do during your turn before you end your turn. The hint is indicated by a bubble over the item that it's hinting at that you can do something with. And it is a yellow heart in like an orange bubble. And if you can't see that, like say the hint is happening, I'm scrolled all the way to a different part of the map and the hint is happening somewhere off screen, I can hold down this check mark, this black, this white check mark and the black circle. I can hold it down and it'll move the screen's focus to where that hint is. Now the reason that we set confirm turn to on is because this is also the button to end your turn. So if by chance maybe your finger twitches a little bit and it detects a button press instead of holding down, it'll ask you to confirm your turn instead of just ending your turn before you're finished. Sometimes there's still a lot going on the screen. So what you can also do is you can pinch to zoom out, and the bubble will stay the same size while the map gets smaller. So it's a little bit easier to pick out that hint bubble. And you can, once you find it, you can zoom back in to see exactly what it's talking about. When it comes to this bottom screen here, typically items that you may have something that you can do, they're painted blue instead of black. So like for instance, the tech tree, you might notice that over here there's white text on a light blue background. It can be difficult to see, but if you tap on the blue circles, then before it purchases that tech, it gives you a black box with high contrast, so you can see what each tech does before you choose to purchase. Okay, so the first thing I want to point out to you is that if you just heard that tone, or that, I don't know what you call it, that sound, it tells you that there's a hint on the screen, and it's indicated by a orange bubble with a yellow heart in it, and the bubble is sort of pointing to an item that you can take action on during your turn. But sometimes the hint might appear somewhere off screen. So I've scrolled to a different part of the map and now the hint is not visible on my screen, but I can hold this check mark here, this black circle with the white check mark, and it'll change the map's focus to where that hint bubble is. The thing that I really like about this game is that there are sound effects for pretty much every action that you have in the game, both for you and for your opponents. So I don't want to go through all of them now, one, because there's a lot, and two, because it requires me to explain the game in quite a bit of detail. So as the series progresses, sort of pay attention to what sounds play when I do certain things, and it can give you hints as to what's happening on the screen or in the game. Particularly paying attention to those sounds when your opponent is moving, because it gives you an idea of what they're up to and what to look out for in your next turn. So that's it for this tutorial. In the next one, I think I'm going to cover how to set up the game. There are a few different ways to play the game, so we'll be going over that in the next tutorial. Alright, we'll see you next time.